Welcome everyone. We're receiving a lot of questions. Let's start with Fabian Sieroka from Sport One Germany. Question to Nicola. How content are you with the last season and what can be improved in the new season?
Well, thank you, Fabian, for the question. We are very happy with the last season where we reached almost 20,000 entrants. That for a first time was, in our opinion, a very good result. Of course, last year was hampered by the COVID situation, and so partially will be this year. However, we managed to reach targets that were outperforming our initial estimates last year, even if the championship lasted only 3 months. Now this year we are gonna, even if the COVID situation is still there, we are gonna enlarge the tournament. We're gonna run the tournament for 9 months, and at the same time we are adding additional communication touch points or reinforcing them, like a Discord channel, Twitch, or YouTube. And we believe that in terms of the participants, we're gonna get an even more immersive experience because of the duration of the tournament, but also because of the interactive elements that we will have during the competition. Not only, of course, for the participants, but especially for the viewers. And we are developing some interesting interaction program on that. And more in general, of course, we have proven versus last year that the incredible and unique prize that we can provide for this tournament, i.e. that the winner is actually maybe part of our F1 of our FDA esports team in the next season, is actually true, and that's quite a unique element. So we believe that building on the success of last year, this year we are expanding this, not just in terms of duration, but in terms of reach and in terms of interaction and prizes for our racers, but also for our viewers.
Okay, thanks, Nicola. So question to Jane from UK, Alan Boyston from TVVV. Where has the interest from Ferrari originated in terms of esports, and how is there a commercial benefit for Ferrari?
Well, thanks, Alan. I mean, there are 2 key reasons why we entered into esports. One is because we want to have much more fans joining us and being part of the Ferrari world. So that's one area in which we want to be open up our doors and to all types of people and everyone who wants to take part. The other part is talent. Sporting and competition is always been important for Ferrari, and we want to get the best talent. And so those are the 2 key reasons: opening up the world to fans and talent, and finding new talents. But we actually think that e-sport, we consider it a sport in itself. We're very close, obviously, to that world, and we see that the characteristics that are required in a great esports player are very much similar to people who are driving in the real life. So they need to have focus, they need to have determination, be quick off the mark. So they're all the characteristics, are very what we're used to dealing with in our track experiences, and we see exactly the same in esport. So we really want to invite everyone into our world. Ferrari is a great brand with a great history, and we want that history to continue. But to do that, we need to have people entering into our world. So once they've opened the door into esports, and we're offering something which is exciting for a certain group of people, hopefully they'll be interested maybe in our Corso Clienti. We have all the parks. We have the simulation centres, so it's a way really of getting you through the door and discovering what Ferrari is all about.
Well, thanks, Jane. Question to Nicola from Jonathan Noble, ukmotorsport.com. What is the value to Ferrari of esports and attracting the young generation?
Well, I think this is a crucial question in terms of our strategy. We believe that Ferrari is probably one of the most inclusive brands in the world. And having the possibility to nurture a younger generation of viewers and fans to the brand, thanks to different channels or programs like the esports, is quite a strategic decision for Ferrari. It's not just about, of course, the car business. It's more about the brand image and the brand awareness and also the brand growth. And we know that by sponsoring and pushing a program like our esports racing, which is of course in the nature of Ferrari, this will allow us to legitimately reach out to a base of younger clients that would be otherwise quite difficult to reach, but it's not only reaching them, it's also engaging them. I mean, if you have 20,000 entrants like last year and possibly even more this year, all these people are going to really live and breathe our DNA, our racing DNA, and it's a unique, if you want, opportunity that we are adding to the ones that we normally have, like for example the Formula One, in a year that, like last year, is still quite blocked by the COVID situation. So it's a great opportunity, and it's definitely a strategic one for Ferrari.
Question to Jane from Andrea Colcite, Rolling Stone. Ferrari is famous all over the world. Why a purely European championship?
Well, we decided to keep it simple at the beginning. Last year, because it was our first championship, so we were taking it slowly. And this year, obviously, with the pandemic, the situation is complicated. But we do realise, of course, we have global fans throughout the world. So as soon as we can, I think we'll be ready to take it global.
Question to Nicola from Paul Jeffrey, the race department. What does it mean for Ferrari to diversify in a world as new and atypical as that of the video games and esports world?
I think this is linking to my previous answer. First of all, we as Ferrari are not at all new in the video games part. We have been licensing Ferraris running in all the major platforms for many years now. This has allowed us to gain some knowledge about the digital world and digital racing world. And I think in this sense, the esports tournament was just a natural further step into this domain. So, and as I said, it's a strategic one because it allows us as a brand to link with our fans in a very direct and unique way. And it's not only about those who runs, but it's also about the viewers. It's clear that Ferrari needs to use some of the technologies that are today available to reach out to a wide young audience. And this, I think, was proved last year initially with our first Twitch live commentaries. And this year we will keep investing on this. And also in the interaction that, as I said, we want to build in our experience with our viewers and our fans. So video games, esports are part of a common path that Ferrari wants to undertake in order to strengthen the link with the youngster on a very, as I said, legitimate and natural territory like the one of the racing, being a video game or at the upper level, the esports.
Jane from Matteo Lorenzetti, La Gazzetta dello Sport. Do you think that sim racing esports will be a viable way in the future, not only to attract young audiences, but also to discover new talents for the real driving academy that otherwise wouldn't have the chance to get a professional sporting opportunity?
No, good point. Obviously, it's a possibility, which could become a possibility. In fact, the winner of the competition may have the opportunity to taking part in the FDA and being part of our team. But we haven't really set it up just because of that. We really want to set something up to be, as Nicola's been saying, to be much more inclusive, open up our world to Ferrari, and be relevant to different audiences. And esport, we find is obviously a very relevant to a certain type of target and a much broader target than it used to be. So we're happy just in that and opening up to everybody.
Question from Simon Bertram from supercars.net. For those of us that have Assetto Corsa, will the cars be released to the general public after the competition, or are they going to internal only for the future of the series? I ask as I would expect the F8 Tributo GT3 to be available for 2022.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure. This is a first step. We always would like to give something special, first of all, to our e-racers. But that's, as I said before, our long-standing relationship with all the major video game platforms. Basically entails that with time, all our new models become available. So for sure, that could be an option for 2022. But let me say that I'd like to apply here the principle we normally use for our real cars, so we don't unveil before what we're gonna do on the platforms and the different platforms on the digital. But that's definitely a solid presumption and option for the future.
Thanks, Nicola. Thanks, Jane. We will answer via email to the other questions. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. All the pictures and releases are on the link you've received in the invitation. Stay tuned and see you online.
Thank you.